In this video, I'll be taking you through a full step-by-step process of how to create children's picture books using AI to sell on Amazon KDP. So if you want to know all the details, then watch this full video. Now, to ensure you create the best coloring book that sells, I'm going to take you through the full process, starting with research, then storybook creation. So we're going to use ChatGPT and Midjourney. Then we're going to use a software to create the cover and interior. Next is uploading your book to Amazon KDP. There's a few things you need to be aware of when creating this type of book. I have watched a few of these videos and I just felt like a few parts were missed out. So I wanted to create my own in-depth tutorial. So this is the first stage of your children's picture book, and it's important that you start off doing research just to ensure that there is going to be demand for your book. Now, a lot of people don't like watching this part or just want to skip the research process. They just expect ChatGPT to do all the work for them, but then they put their book up on Amazon and then they don't get any sales. You can't just throw a book up on Amazon and expect it to get sales. You need to understand what the target audience wants, what is in demand, the keywords they're looking for, and then base your book around that, and you've got a much better chance of getting sales. So the easiest and free way to start your research process is using the Amazon search bar. Now, the Amazon search bar is just going to provide you with all the keywords that people are searching for, and it's just a great foundation to start off with when doing your research. And to support you with this, you can also download AMZ Suggestion Expander, and that's just going to give you even more keywords showing you what people are searching for. So children's picture books are a hugely competitive niche, and one technique I'm going to be showing you today to stand out is cross-niching. And this involves just combining several different niches to reach more potential customers. So to start off with, we're going to need to find a topic, so some kind of moral teaching. So what we can do is just type in children's picture book into the Amazon search bar, and it's going to show us a list of keywords that people are searching for regarding children's picture books. But what we can do to find a topic is just type in the word about at the top, and then it's just going to give us some topics that we can base our children's picture book around. So we've got beach, we've got construction vehicles, superheroes, plants, and then we've got friendship. And I like the friendship idea, so you can just take a click on that. The second tool that you can download that's free, that's going to save you a lot of time, is Self-Publishing Titans. Now it's going to give you a keyword niche score. Anything over 50 you should target, but below that is quite competitive. Then the next table is the total number of results, and we've got bestsellers rank. The lower the number is, the better. Then we've got reviews and price. So what you can do is just scroll down and just take a look at the book covers, the keywords that they're using of books that are doing well, and just make a note of those for ideas. You can also use the left side grid as well. And one of the techniques I like to do is just take a look at the books that have been selling well in the past 90 days. So this is going to show us the recent demand for books under this keyword. And taking a look at the top, it's been given a keyword niche score of 77 with a average bestseller rank of 172,000. So there is recent demand for these books, and you shouldn't just ignore a niche or keyword just because it's competitive. As we can see, a lot of these books created quite recently are doing well and getting sales, even though they're in a competitive niche. Now, I mentioned before, a great way to break into competitive niches is to cross niche. So again, what we're going to do is to use the search bar to find out more keywords that we can use to include in our book. So we already know that we've picked our topic, and that's mainly going to be about friendship. What we also want to think about is the characters that we're going to include in our book. Do we want to use animals, people, and do we want to target an age range as well? So for this, the search bar is going to be your best friend again, and it's already showing us what customers are searching for. So for characters, we've got dogs, we've got bears, we've got about cats, and for age ranges, we've got 6 to 8, 8 to 12, 3 to 5, and 1 to 3. So what I plan to go with is a children's picture book about friendships. I'm going to use dogs as my characters, and I'm going to target the age range of 6 to 8. So overall, just make sure that you take the time to do the research regarding your children's picture books and try to cross niche in order to appeal to more potential customers. So in order to start creating our story for our children's picture book, we're going to use an AI tool called ChatGPT. Now there's 3 versions to ChatGPT, and the default version is available to all free users, and it's currently optimized mainly for speed with kind of average reasoning and conciseness. However, I would recommend, if you can afford the $20 a month GPT-4 subscription, I would definitely go with this, as it has much higher reasoning and conciseness. Yes, the speed is much slower, but I've noticed, especially with stories, that the character development is a lot better. It understands the target audience. The content is less likely to be plagiarized, and it's less AI detectable also. Now we can start asking ChatGPT to come up with some titles for our children's picture book. We've already done some research beforehand, and we know that this type of book will be in demand and more likely to lead to sales, rather than asking ChatGPT to generate random titles. And based on that research, I asked it to come up with a children's book story about friendship for 6 to 8 year olds using dogs as the main characters. And this is some of the titles that it came up for me. And if you don't like these titles, then you can always regenerate the response. In this instance, I've just asked it to generate a full story. And again, the benefit of GPT-4 is that it comes up with its own title. It develops the character a lot better than the previous model. And it's able to understand your target audience much better, which in this instance is 6 to 8 year olds. Now, GPT-4 is quite slow, and it can sometimes stop midway through the sentence. And if that does happen, just ask it to continue. But make sure you read through your story. And if you're happy with everything, then we need to check and make sure that no part of our story is plagiarized. So just make sure that you copy and paste all your story. Then we can go to Grammarly Plagiarism Checker. Now, Grammarly is trusted by many people and is actually a free writing app, but they also have a plagiarism checker which you can use. There are many plagiarism checkers out there, but we want to stick with the ones that are safe and trusted. So make sure we copy and paste our story in here, and then we click scan for plagiarism. And why I like using Grammarly's free plagiarism checker is that it does give you a lot more information. So it does show that there's no plagiarism found, and you can hover over for it to give you a little bit more information. But it also checks the grammar, spelling, punctuation, conciseness, readability, word of choice, and additional writing issues. And you can also get Grammarly for free by providing your email, and it'll give you a lot more detail and suggestions about your writing style. Another thing I've seen people more recently concerned about is AI detection. And if that's something that is your concern, the best free website that I've been able to find is content@scale.ai. And once you come to this website, just make sure that you copy and paste your story in. And once you're happy with everything, then scroll down to the bottom and then just click for check for AI content. Once it's finished checking for AI content, to the left-hand side, you're going to be provided with details on how likely it thinks it is to be human. So we've got 81% here. And to the opposite far right-hand side, it's actually going to highlight the specific parts that it thinks might be AI-generated content. So you can go over those parts and maybe just reword them yourself into a document. Then once you've done that, copy and paste it back into this website, and you should get a much higher score. So once we're happy with our story, the next stage that we can do is create our characters now in Midjourney. But what's going to help us is being able to have a description of each character and scene. And for that, what we can do is just simply type into ChatGPT to write each page using adjectives and verbs to explain to an illustrator. Now, I've chosen 16 pages just because I want to use one page specifically for the words, and then the second page will be the picture. So in total, it will be 32 pages. Now, I recommend keeping your children's picture book under 42 pages just because the printing costs get quite high for a premium color book after that. So you want to keep the costs down and ensure that maximizing profits. So at least now we've got a detailed description of each page, and this is going to be a lot easier for us now going into Midjourney. So Midjourney is a text-to-image AI tool that we're going to be using to create our characters and scenes for our picture book. Now, I'm not going to go over the basics in this video as I have covered those in other videos, so you can check those out. You'll need to sign up to Midjourney through Discord, and once you've done that, if it's your first time using Midjourney, then you are able to test it out and generate 25 images for free. However, I do recommend a paid plan as you will have commercial license to sell your images. So currently, as it stands, as fantastic as the tool in Midjourney is, it doesn't yet have the capability to create several consistent characters in multiple different scenes. But hopefully that's something that they do add down the line, as these AI tools are always getting better. The only way I was able to find around this was to create the characters in multiple different poses and also create multiple different backgrounds and then join them together using a software. And I'll show you how I did this. So to start off with, what we're going to need to do is go back to ChatGPT and make a note of all the characters that's involved within our children's picture book. So we've got Barkley, we've got a fluffy golden retriever that is always quite joyful, wagging his tail. Then we've got Daisy, that's described as a small scruffy dog with big sad eyes. Then once we've got the characters down, make sure you take a note of those. Then we can get a few of the backgrounds and scenes. So if we just focus on the first 5 pages, on page 1 we've got a cozy house. Page 2 we've got the family kind of strolling to a colourful park entrance. Page 3 we've got Barkley kind of playing in the park. Page 4 we've got the introduction of Daisy sitting under a lush green tree. And then page 5 we've got the first interaction of both characters under the green tree. Now we've got all that descriptive information, we can go back into Midjourney to start creating our characters and scenes. If you're new to Midjourney, what you're going to need to do to create your designs is start off by typing in a prompt, and to do that you need to put in / then imagine, and then it's going to allow you to start typing in your prompt. So to create these images here, this is a prompt that I typed in above to get these 4 different images. Now I wanted something with multiple poses on a white background, as this provides me with consistent characters I can use throughout the story, and I can get rid of the background quite easily. These images are numbered 1, 2, 3, and 4, and if there's any that you do like, then you have the option to upscale the image, and that just improves the resolution. Then you've also got the option to create variations if there's any image that you like, but there's maybe something you're not too happy with. You've also got the option to rerun the prompt if it's not showing you the image that you would like. So I like to rerun it a few times just so that I get multiple options to choose my specific character from. I'll also highlight the importance of choosing a specific style throughout your characters and scenes, as that's going to keep everything consistent and make sure that nothing looks out of place. You can also check out this website here that's going to take you through different styles that you can choose from, so you have a consistent style throughout your picture book. Once you are happy with a specific image, I like number 4 here, so I've chosen to upscale it. Now I do like this image, but it doesn't show the dog sitting. So what we can do to create a consistent image of this dog sitting is to use what Midjourney calls a seed. Basically, a seed allows users to define a specific value, giving you more consistent results. And you can read further about it in this document here on Midjourney. For us to get our seed number, make sure that you have upscaled your image as we have, and then we can just click the 3 dots and add reaction. Next, type in the word envelope, but as I've already got it up, all I need to do is click on that, and then what it's going to provide us with is the seed number below. So going forward, to keep our images consistent, we are going to have to copy the image address, then keep the prompt quite similar, and then finally copy the seed address each time. So to get that image address, all we need to do is click on the image and then open that up in browser. And after, we can copy and paste that back into Midjourney. Just before we add it in, just make sure that we put the / imagine prompt and then we copy and paste it in, otherwise it won't work. Then for the next part, what we can do is just simply copy and paste the prompt that we have already used. And then after that, add our seed number. What we need to do is put -- seed and then copy and paste the number from above into the prompt. Make sure you don't click enter here, otherwise it's just going to repeat the same images. Make sure you just slightly change it to add the word sitting in there and then press enter. And once you've found a similar image that you like, you can just upscale that one. Now we've got our main character in consistent multiple poses, we can move on to the second character, as described as a small scruffy dog with big sad eyes. We've gone for the same realistic style and we wanted it in multiple poses with a white background. Again, I re-rolled it 3 times just so that I can get more images to pick from, and I liked the second image here, so I've upscaled that just to improve the quality. So if you've got more characters, keep on going with this, but now I'm going to start on a few of the background scenes. And if you remember, for the first page, I've got a cozy house there. So for the prompt, I put down a children's book illustration, cozy house with a field, because I wanted to use that area for the dog to be running in. Then I've kept that same realistic style, just so the style is consistent throughout the scenes and characters. Then I've rerun it a few times and chosen the image that I was most happy with, and then upscaled it. Then you can continue to create the rest of the background scenes for your story. And once you're happy with what you've got, if you want to download it, just click the web and then yep, and then click the save button. Once you've downloaded all your images, I recommend that you come to this website, bigjpg.com. It's the AI image enlarger tool that I've been using. I used it with my coloring books and it really improved the resolution of those pages. Now, there is a cost to this tool. However, unlike the other tools that I've checked out, this is the cheapest by far. So if you even go with the basic, which is $6, you get it for a duration of 2 months and you get 500 pictures per month. However, if you go for the premium, which I went for, that's only $22 for the 12-month period, and you get to upload 2,000 each month. However, if you want to try it out before you commit to the paid tool, it does allow you to upload 5 images each week, so you can test that out and you'll be impressed with the quality. So all we're going to need to do is select our images, and once they've uploaded, we click start. We can leave it on artwork. I usually upscale it 4 times. You can try 8 or 16, but just be aware the file size might be too large. Then for noise reduction, just go with none. And then finally, you can click enlarge all images below. Then it doesn't take too long and you can finally click download. To create your cover and interior, you can go to Google and type in KDP cover calculator, and that's just going to give you the correct dimensions for your picture book. Then make sure you go down and choose the option of paperback, premium color, as we want the best, white paper. That's the only option that comes up, left to right inches, and it's usually 8.5 by 8.5 that I go for. Now the picture book is actually 32 pages, but I'm added an extra 3 pages, which I'll show you a little bit later, and then click calculate dimensions. And you've also got an option to download a template if you need. Then we can go to the right hand side where it's going to show you the dimensions for the full cover. So we can always copy and paste that in. And then we've got the dimensions for the interior, which is 8.5 by 8.5. However, this is going to need a bleed as we have images that will go right to the edge. So once we have all our dimensions, we can go to our design software. My preferred is Canva. Then we can just add in our dimensions. So we know that's 8.5 plus add in the bleed. So that's 8.625. And that's both the height and the width. And then click create new design. Now what I like to do is duplicate the interiors also, so I can use one just to kind of separate the characters and another for the actual story. So you're just going to have to click file and then there's make a copy option there. So then you'll have your 2 separate interior pages. So with this first page, we're going to need to upload the characters and then start to separate them. And let's find the images that we want to use. Make sure that we increase the size. Then what we're going to need to do is separate the images. As you can see, they're all stuck together so that we can have them for multiple scenes. Go to edit photo, make sure we get rid of the background, and then we can click inside the background remover again and choose to erase the 2 other images that we see so that we can have one on its own. We can increase the brush size so that this makes this job a lot faster, and then click erase again, and then you can double click on the image to crop it and resize it accordingly. And this will allow us to have our first dog image, and then you need to repeat the same process for the other images. Unfortunately, you do need a Canva Pro subscription to do this, but you can also use a tool like Photopea to do the same process. So make sure you do the same with all your characters, which is going to make it really easy to add it to our background scenes. So now all that's been done, we can start the interior pages for our storybook. So we're going to use one page for the words, and then the second page, we can use that for our image. And to start adding our words, we can go back to ChatGPT. And the great thing about having that descriptive part is that it's just going to allow us to align everything much better. So then you can go through your story and just make sure that the words align with the descriptive section also. Then once you're happy with everything, just copy and paste it into Canva, and you can also choose a font that looks nice and interesting. I always keep the font size around 25, just so that everything is a nice, clear and easy to read for 6 to 8-year-olds. Now this paragraph does look a bit bulky, so you can break it up a little bit. It just makes it a lot easier to read, and then you can align it. Canva is great at that as it has lines that help you. We can work on the picture page, so just make sure that the image that you use aligns with the text that you've got. So we know that we need to use a cozy house, so we've added that in. And the next part is to start adding our characters. So that's the important of having the character page. So we can just have a look through and choose the best image that kind of suits the background and the text. So I specifically wanted to choose an image that shows Bailey the dog running, joyful and wagging his tail. And when you've found the right place that you wanted to put your image, what I like to do is add a shadow, as it makes the image look much more like they're actually in the scene, and it helps it to blend much better. So for that, you can just go to the backdrop and then click on it again, and this is just going to allow us to adjust the settings. So you've got the vertical angle. I'll just zoom in so you can see much better what I'm actually doing, and if you can see, the vertical angle of the shadow slightly changes as we increase the settings. Try these settings out for yourself just to get a feeling of where you think the shadow should be. You've also got transparency, which will allow you to adjust how well the shadow can be seen or not. You are also able to adjust the blur, and once you're happy with everything, you just need to click apply. I'll just quickly zoom out so that you can get a better view of the picture. Then once you're happy with everything, you can move on to the next page, and it's just following the exact same process of copying and pasting in the words, then adding in the background, making sure that it fits the words, and then adding the characters and shadows. So I've again included the dog and family as well. After this, it's just a case of following the steps that I've showed you in order to create the rest of your story. With most of the interior pages done, we can go to KDP cover calculator to get the dimensions for the full cover and make sure that we put them into Canva. You will start off with a blank page, but on the right hand side you need the front page, and the left hand side will be the back page, and you can see the design that I've already created. The picture was easily created in Midjourney. The title and subtitle can easily be chosen, as Canva has many great text options that complement each other that you can choose. Then I've added a short description of what the book's about. Then on the back page, I've added an image of the character in the story. Then I've added a blurb. I just simply did that using ChatGPT. I would suggest creating a few different covers just to give yourself options to choose from. Let me know which cover you like the best in the comments. To add the final touches to your book, I talked about adding 3 pages. So what we're going to do is copy and paste the front page. Then we're going to use that on the first page on the interior. The second page can just be a dedication. And then the third page, you can add your title and subtitle again. So once you're happy with everything, just make sure you click share. Download, make sure the file type is a PDF print, then make sure the color profile is a CMYK that's best for professional printing, and click download, and follow the exact same process for the front cover also. Now we're on to the final stage, finally uploading our book to Amazon KDP. So you can just type in Amazon KDP into Google, and then you'll have access to it has an easy sign up process, but to start creating our book, we can click create. You know our book is a paperback, so we can choose that option. ChatGPT has already provided us with a title, so we can put that in. Then make sure with the subtitle that you include all the relevant keywords, so we know that this book is about friendship for 6 to 8-year-olds. Then you can choose your author name. Just make sure you choose something unique and that's not already on Amazon. Then for the contributors, I've seen a few books created by ChatGPT and they always add ChatGPT as a contributor. So that's something that I would do if all your words have been created in ChatGPT. Then you can also add any other contributor if you need to. Next is the description, which again was created in ChatGPT. You want to try and make it engaging as possible without giving too much of the key parts away. Then we've got the publishing rights and we own them. After this, we've got these 7 keyword slots. So just make sure that you fill these in and add all the relevant keywords to help your book be found. After this, we've got the different categories we can choose from, and as it's aimed at young people, I've chose juvenile, and then it doesn't contain no adult content, so click no. Then you can go to save and continue. This will then take you onto the second page where you can get a free ISBN, but this won't allow you to sell it anywhere else, but you can buy your own ISBN if you want to sell it on other marketplaces. Make sure that we add it as a premium color interior to have the best quality. We know the size is 8.5 by 8.5, and that is bleed also. I went with a glossy cover. It's really down to you, but I know kids are going to have their fingers all over this book, so I just went with the glossy cover. For this next part, make sure you upload your interior for the manuscript and then upload your cover, and once those are both uploaded, click launch previewer. Here we can see the cover page, which I think looks really good. We followed all the steps, so there's not going to be any errors. The only thing I might possibly change is where the dog is positioned, as its legs might be cut off. But we can take a look at the first page, and you can also see that that looks quite nice as well. Then we can just go through the book. So we've got the dedication page, and then we've also got the title and subtitle. Then we can go through the book pages, make sure we're happy with everything. I think it looks really nice. And then once we are okay with everything, we click approve, and then scroll down to the bottom, and that's going to show us the printing cost, and we can see that it's higher than normal just because we are doing a premium color book. We've also kept it under 42 pages, which is going to be great for our profits. Click save and continue. Then we can actually now start to choose the price of our book. So the good thing is with these children books, because of the quality of the book, you can charge a much higher price. So let's say if we go with $9.99, then we can see that we get a $2.34 royalty. You can go higher with your book if you want, but let's take a look at the UK. I always adjust my book prices and put 99 at the end and just go through all the prices and put 99 just so you get that little bit more. But you can see the royalty in the UK is £3.34, which is much higher than what it would be for low content books. Also make the most of expanded distribution with these types of royalties. Scroll down to the bottom. If you want a author copy, which I would highly recommend you get, just click for request proof and you can get one at a much higher price. And if you're happy with everything, then just click publish your paperback book. So thanks for watching the full video. I know it was quite a long one and really in depth, but children's picture books are a lot more complex, so I had to go through all the steps. If you've got any comments, then let me know. Otherwise, check out this coloring book that I made with AI.